Today, a significant development occurred on the Zaporizhzhia front. Ukraine attacked a transport van carrying Russian military as soon as the men got inside. The Ukrainian army utilized cluster munitions with the HIMARS missile system, a very potent and effective weapon in this attack. This weapon has the effect of scattering across a wide area after striking the target, setting off several little explosives that cause the target to be severely destroyed. How would the war's course and morale be affected by such a successful attack? Using high-tech weapons like HIMARS strategically could have a big impact on how the war plays out. This video shows Russian troops advancing to raid Ukrainian fortifications. The soldiers are not left alone, though, as Ukrainian drone operators closely monitor their movements and follow them from a distance. The operators watch the target and launch 2 drones into the trench with the goal of eliminating the men there. This counterattack, which occurs in a matter of seconds, demonstrates once more how acutely strategy and technology clash on the battlefield. In the Kursk region, a Russian infantry fighting vehicle was attacked and tragically destroyed while attempting to move against Ukrainian lines. The car was struck squarely by a Javelin missile launched by Ukrainian soldiers. The first significant explosion occurred seconds after the missile struck the vehicle's ammunition box. Because the explosion was so strong, the smoke and flames that erupted from the car amply revealed the catastrophic effects of this point in the conflict. On the ground, such strikes have strategic and psychological repercussions. If you want the conflict to end, like this video and subscribe to our channel. Let's work together to make our voices heard around the world and raise the voice of peace. Ukrainian drone operators observing an undercover Russian military team from above used a cunning tactic to divide the cloaked team into smaller groups. After locating the team members, the operators fired explosives at each group separately. The accuracy of the operators and the impact that technological superiority can have on the battlefield was proven by such precise attacks. The Russian team was increasingly scattered with each explosion, but the Ukrainians' targeted approach was particularly noteworthy. A Russian soldier enters a ruined house hoping to find something when a Ukrainian drone approaches from behind. After a minute of silence, this small but deadly weapon explodes, shaking the structure and going unnoticed by the soldier. The explosion perfectly illustrates the difficulties of going unnoticed in war and the deadly potential of drones in such situations. The military vehicle carrying the Russians was destroyed by bombs. Thanks to the coordinated work of Ukrainian drones, the UAVs identified the target and moved in this tactical attack. Each of them precisely hit the designated points. In the first footage of the day, we get a glimpse of a situation in a quiet, unkempt village. Unaware that they are being watched, 3 Russian soldiers carefully move from one deserted structure to another. Ukrainian drone pilots wait for the ideal opportunity and track their every move with laser-like accuracy. When the soldiers enter a house, the drone quickly descends towards the building and the structure is reduced to rubble in a single second. Heavy traffic of Ukrainian armored vehicles under pressure from attack drones of the Russian armed forces in the Kursk region. Meanwhile, a unique scenario is unfolding. An FPV drone using a fiber optic link follows a Ukrainian surveillance drone as it is targeted by a Lancet barrage munition. Aerial reconnaissance video of the 95th Independent Airborne Assault Brigade, Kursk region. A Russian armored vehicle driver fails to notice a mine on an asphalt road, and everything turns bad. U.S. Air Force drones equipped with bombs target Russian military personnel under the direct supervision of the 12th Azov Special Forces Brigade. The personnel under the command of the commandos identify possible targets, and then the commandos coordinate the operation against the Russian army. Targeting methods are unusual for special forces. But instead of sending in ground troops to deal with a hypothetical threat, these forces have developed aerial reconnaissance and use drones to guide them to more or less fixed targets. Russian soldiers who are outside when the weather's good. If you want the conflict to end, like and share this video. Let's work together to make our voices heard around the world and raise the voice of peace. These images, taken in the direction of Kharkiv, demonstrate the precision and persistence of modern-day reconnaissance. A well-hidden underground bunker used by Russian troops has been detected and imaged by 21st-century aerial surveillance teams. 6 months ago, team members would not have known that the earthen dome and a few stray trees hid an enemy stronghold. But now they know, and they notified a drone operator. The result is a very modern moment in the history of human conflict. A dramatic video recorded close to Pokrovskoye captures the unexpected demise of a U.S. International Max Pro armored vehicle near combat. The Max Pro is designed for rough terrain and to resist attacks. But when it gets immobilized, it becomes a prime target for destruction, and not just any old destruction. It descends to the ground and is set up to take advantage of the situation. The situation calls for a drone, and not just any drone. FPV, first-person view, drones with lethal intent, makes this untended vehicle something to be reckoned with. That's because FPV drones are built for the best opportunity to destroy something directly below them. And an FPV drone below an unprotected U.S. International Max Pro isn't something to be taken lightly. When Ukrainian UAV operators learned that Russian forces were sheltering in a certain building, they acted strategically. They launched drones loaded with ammunition directly into the enemy stronghold with the specific aim of disrupting it. Timing and accuracy were crucial. In addition to being loaded for combat, these drones were directed to cause as much destruction as possible. As a result of the drone strikes, the building was rendered unusable, which was a serious setback for the Russian forces. What we are seeing here is an indisputable change in the war, as it has taken on a completely new dimension. It is not clear how many soldiers were there. In the end, it doesn't matter. Boom. There is nothing left but inertia and debris. Drones can launch remote attacks with unrelenting precision in this new non-contact warfare environment. Rules of engagement are evolving, and every attack like this one demonstrates the growing importance of technology in warfare. This footage shows an FPV drone following a Russian military vehicle, dropping off soldiers in a dense forest. As the scenario suddenly descends into chaos, the soldiers, aware of the drone's presence, scatter in all directions. They may sense the danger above them, but it's too late. Armed with weapons, the drone pounces on the soldiers in a relentless chase. Some manage to escape, taking refuge in the trees. But for those who don't leave in time, there is no way out. When the explosion hits its target, a stark reminder of the accuracy and brutality of contemporary warfare is left behind. If you want the conflict to end, like and share this video. Let's work together to make our voices heard around the world and raise the voice of peace. These images, taken by FPV drones in the Pokrovsk region, show a Russian military vehicle that appears to be following a typical route. Then suddenly, like a swift shadow, a Ukrainian unmanned vehicle crosses its path. After realizing that it is in immediate danger, the Russian vehicle makes a dramatic U-turn to get away from the potential threat. But this drone will not back down. When it then makes a planned move to close the distance and unload its payload, the military vehicle becomes completely unusable and perishes by burning. Ukrainian drone operators soon spotted a single vehicle sitting motionless in the middle of an open field. Even though the vehicle was stationary, they took no chances. To ensure that the target was completely destroyed, a drone loaded with explosives was sent in and precisely targeted. The vehicle was soon destroyed in an explosion, leaving only a pile of debris in its wake. This devastating attack is a reflection of the methodical and strategic nature of contemporary drone warfare, which responds quickly to even the slightest signs of enemy presence.
As this story continues to unfold, the questions remain. What's next? Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest insights and in-depth analysis.